Peace. I'd like to welcome you to Giami Journey. This is Brother Hatim. I'm coming at you live from the Shisha Lounge. I'm up in the place right now, live, and we are hot tonight. It is popping off here at the Shisha Lounge. As if you could hear in the background, I'm surrounded by people. We got cigars going up. We got hookahs going up. We got computers on. We got gamers up in here. We got good conversation rolling. So come on out and join us at 2369 North High Street. I am your host, Brother Hatim. I'd like to welcome you to the journey tonight, and this is our FreeStyle Friday, and we're gonna get it, and we're gonna hit it hard tonight. But of course, first, I like to send out shots to those things that I love. And I've been noticing in my things that I love, I have not been shouting out all those things that support me, either by directly giving or directly lending me an ear. But I have not been giving out shots to those organizations that I love and respect as well, that have given me the spiritual energy and the motivation to do what I do. I come here live almost every week. I'm talking to y'all on my other shows on a regular basis, and I'd like to thank all of you out there. And if I had your names, I probably would run the list down, but y'all don't send me the names. I don't see a lot of comments, but you know, I want to thank those that's listening and retweeting and Facebooking the little messages that I have, and I'm really loving it. And I'm loving the fact that y'all like FreeStyle Friday, because on FreeStyle Friday I'm really allowed to get into what I like to talk about and just really just do my thing. I get to enjoy myself. So I got my little thinking board out. I'm writing as we talk, and also I'm waiting for your tweets, because I got it up. So if you hashtag Giami Journey, I will find you. You also could hit me up directly on my website at www.giamijourney.com, and if you go to the Giami Journey radio show, if you look down at the bottom, you will see, in fact, that I do have a link where you could get directly in touch with me. Alright? You could get directly in touch with me through an instant message that will show up on the show. I will send you a shout out, and I will read your question if it is appropriate and not super crazy. The only rule is that you can't cuss more than me. Just joking. Enjoy yourself. This is a show. I want you to get the stuff up off your chest. I want you to share your thoughts on some of the things that I'm talking about, and some of the things that you would like me to talk about on Giami Journey, because I always try to hit what's going on in the world up to some extent, but I also want to know what's going on with you, and I always try to bring it around to a lesson, especially in a spiritually rooted message that can help you. You know, minus, I cuss, so that's me. But don't let that bother you. Now I'm moving the mic around because I'm trying to get used to it. And for those that don't know, I've upgraded my show, and I have went out and made an investment in a blue mic. It is a blue snowball mic, and it's working real good for me. So those of you that's out there podcasting and you're looking for a mic that you can use for your show, check out Blue. It has 3 settings. One setting for direct talk like I'm using right now. They have another setting for recording live sessions, so it's kind of low. And then they have a third session where if I was to have more people around me that was involved in the conversation, I could use it. So I'm going to use that setting when I start doing the study groups and things like that. And interviews and stuff. I'm going to use that on setting 3, but it has 3 settings. It's a very sturdy and stable mic. It's not soft and breakable. Cord is very thick. The stand is thick. I mean, it's truly industrial type material that is designed to travel with, and that's what I needed. And I wish I would have had the sense to get it, but that's what the journey is about. We learn as we go, and I'm learning. So please enjoy the show. So first, I want to send shots out to those things that I love. First thing, as usual, is Oxy Water. Be on the lookout for it. It's coming back. The world first mineral enhanced oxygenated water is on its way back. You heard it here first, and I can't wait for it to hit the market because I'm fiending some right now. Also, I want to send shots out to Unidade Capoeira up under the leadership of Monitor Dentista. We're going to be having a workshop in March, so those that are interested in learning capoeira, or at least seeing what capoeira is from a true master or a master of the art, we will be having workshops in March. I'll keep you abreast on the show so that you could come out and support. You come out and maybe if there's a beginner's class, I'm not sure on our itinerary yet, but if there's a beginner's class, you could feel free to come on out. It will be at 3500 Refugee Road at the Millennium Community School in Columbus, Ohio, because in Columbus, during that first week of March, we have the Arnold Classic. So they will be having a demonstration there, and then afterwards a workshop. Right now, the last word I got, it will be at Millennium Community School. But like I said, I'm still waiting for Monitor to get back with me and let me know what's going on. So if you out there, Monitor, hit me up. You can, just type in Giammi Journey and give me hashtag Giammi Journey and hit me up while I'm on the show, or just direct hit me on www.giammijourney.com. Go there, look on the right hand side, and you'll hear the radio automatically come on, and you'll be able to click and send me a direct message. All right, now I wonder who will be the first person to send me a direct message, because I never had a direct message on the show, and I probably have a heart attack when it do go down. So know that the first person, you're gonna get some shout outs, please. So I'm waiting. I can't wait for the first person to hit me up. Next, I want to send shots out, of course, to the Shisha Lounge, because that's where I'm at, 2369 North High Street. Come on out. You know, I may be able to get some coffee or hookah. If you want to smoke a hookah, you know what I'm saying, it'll be on me. You know, I don't know how many of y'all out there do hookah. You know what I'm saying? Come on out. Let's sit down, talk, rapid taste. You get on the show. Anybody out there that's nearby, you want to stop in, you know, it's kind of tied up in here right now, but hey, come on out, join the conversation. We can make a real good live Freestyle Friday. Also, I want to send out shots to New Harvest Cafe. Go there, you go for the food, stay for the vibe. New Harvest Cafe, I think it's 1675 Arlington Avenue off of Cleveland Avenue in Columbus. If you ever in Columbus, go check out New Harvest Cafe. Tell Kojo what's up, you know, show some support for what they're doing up there, because they have a lot of community projects that they are doing far as keeping the arts alive, keeping the black community, or the idea of the black community alive through urban farming and through the arts. So go up in there and show Brother Kojo some love by not just hugging him and shaking his hand. Buy yourself a fishbowl, buy yourself some food, buy yourself some art, make some donations. Go in and put some sweat equity in those urban gardens, because those will be important to us in the future, and that's going to be something we're going to be talking about on this show every so often, because I'm going to try to keep it regular, talking about that urban farming, because Kojo is a pioneer in urban farming, at least here in Columbus, and he's really trying to push that to the community, because a community that don't feed himself is not really a community. It's a group of people living together. Food has always been the center of culture, the center of community. If you don't produce your food, and your food is produced by those outside your community, all they have to do is raise the price, and your community goes hungry. All they gotta do is cut off the supply line, and your community goes hungry. So communities out there, fam, those of you that's listening to me, that are conscious listeners, that are awakening, understand that it's important that we get out here and we work in this soil and we start producing some food, because I heard one wise man say, children that grow vegetables eat vegetables. Now, next on my list is the ones that I've been leaving out. First off, I want to send some shots out to Rescue, Release, and Restore, the umbrella organization for Simba and Simsa, organizations that fuel me and spiritually fund me for what I'm doing, because one of the reasons I started picking up the mic was so that I can find another stream of income to help those organizations that I love. And one of the first ones at the top of my list that I'm going to hit up with any donations that people send to me, or that by purchasing a book, when I'm have to make donations, it ain't even gonna be a have to. Well, it is a have to. I have to make donations, but I'm gonna give spiritual gifts to Rescue, Release, and Restore for the work they do. They do camps over the summertime for youth, and they use the culture to educate the young people, and they teach them about principles that they could use in their life. And now what we're expanding to is we're trying to get the chapters to do weekly or monthly meetings and be able to stay connected to the young people, because you will be surprised how important an organization like Simba for the males and Simsa for the females are. These type of organizations in a lot of ways spiritually and mentally feed our children what they need. Simba stands for Safe in My Brother's Arms. Simsa stands for Safe in My Sister's Arms. Two beautiful organizations, and I would really suggest that you get up on YouTube and look these organizations up, because there is a small documentary about these organizations, and I want you to learn about them, and I want you to send them some love. Also, I want to send out shots out to our sister organization, Barrios Unidos, and they have a chapter in Washington, D.C., and they real strong out west. I'm sending shots out to Elder, my elder brother, and honored brother. It's an honor to be even connected with him, Brother Nane Alexandro. And while I'm sending out shots to elders, I want to send out shots to the elders of Simba, Elder Cedric, Elder Baba Dodley, and of course Elder Super Elder, and my mentor, Brother Gaylord Thomas. My God, I don't want to forget Brother Elder Dabney either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sending shots out to them. Also, I want to send out shots to La Placita in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you're ever in Albuquerque, check out La Placita, up under the leadership of another one of my elder brothers that I'm honored that came into my life through Simba. The brother's name is Albino Garcia Sr., so Chief Albino, by the way. So if you ever in Albuquerque, New Mexico, make sure you stop by La Placita and say what's up. You know, all these organizations are community building, nation building organizations, and they leave nothing but love in their wake. When they come to your city, they leave nothing but love. If they are active in your cities, they leave nothing but love, because the underlying piece is making sure that our young brown and black brothers and sisters understand that we all are connected. And if you are going to love others, the most important thing that you need to learn how to do first is to love yourself. And that's what I love about these organizations. They connect young people back to their cultural roots. But in connecting them to their cultural roots, they allow them to embrace the fact that we are living in a world where we are going to have to be brothers and sisters with people that are not like us, that may not look like us, that may not act like us, may not eat the same food as us, may not dress like us, but they are humans just like us. And at the core we all have the same needs. So support these type of organizations that I mentioned. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna put on some music real quick so that you can get a rest from my voice, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit the show hard. So this is Brother Hatim. You are tuned in to the Giami Journey podcast, and this is my Freestyle Friday on 1/24/2014. I'm back. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm back on the journey. Hopefully, the music was playing. I don't know what happened. Because I can't hear the music, and I'm wondering what happened to my mic. I don't know if it was the connection. Let me see something real quick. Oh, there you go. All right, cool. Well, hopefully y'all was listening to the music, because I sure couldn't hear this shit. But yo, hey, I'm back up. So now let's move on to the journey. Journey today. Where is it going to take us? Now, the one thing that I want to say is, please support the journey. Now, if you go to my website, you look on the top, I got a donation jar. Feel free to go to that donation jar and know that whatever you give me is going to go back to helping build the community and helping making sure that I can do what I'm doing, because I'm trying to do shows for y'all every day. That is the goal in 2014. I want to be able to do shows for you every day. I want to do a show from La Placita in Albuquerque. I want to do one in California with Brothers Barrios Unidos. I want to do my shows from Simba Camp this year. I want to do a show in Chicago and all the places where chapters of Simba is and they exist, and where we're trying to build chapters. I want to be able to go back to Ghana and do a live podcast for you so y'all can tune in, because the goal is to spread the love, because a lot of y'all are showing me love by just tuning into the show. You don't know how good that make me feel, and I'm very grateful for you. So, like I said, whether you donate in a jar, you just donating by, listening, that's cool too. Also, make sure you check out the books that I have, because I'm really big on self-mastery, or what people call self-help. My thing is, I want to give people a platform from which they can create their own system, because we're going to get into talking about why it's important for you to look at things and be critical and be able to ask those questions, because we need to start asking questions. We need people to really become conscious now, because it's a lot of things going on out in the world where they're pulling the wool over our eyes. All right, now also check out my other podcast. Right now you're on Giami Journey, but up under Giami Journey I have On Mile 3. This is my show that got me on iHeartRadio. So if you listen to iHeartRadio, go on there and just favor that for me if you would. Go there and listen to On Mile 3, or you can listen to it on Spreaker. Either way, I'm happy long as you hearing it. And basically that's a show that's based around me becoming more fit. I have decided that was the first show that I was going to make, and I took a big step. I said I will not record this show unless I run 3 miles, and that's a totally freestyle show, totally note-free show, and I do that show only after I have run 3 miles. Sometime you might hear me when I hit mile 3 if I'm running longer, running and doing the show, because the goal is, 1, for me to get fit, and 2, to motivate you to get fit, but then also to get some of the ideas that come to me while I'm running, because I have real good ideas come to me when I'm running or when I'm in a tub, and I can't really do a show when I'm in a tub without killing myself. So I figured I might as well do it while I'm running, right? So I went out and got me a nice little Bluetooth mic that was designed for on sports-like activities, and I do my show while I'm on the run. Also, check out my show, hashtag Give Yourself Permission, and this is a daily motivational show. Right now, I think I'm on show 26. I did 26 shows, and I'm doing it daily. It's about 5 minutes. Y'all know I run my mouth, so sometimes it go over 5 minutes, but I appreciate the patience of those that are listening, and it's getting plenty of hits and plenty of love. I just spread it amongst your friends, and you can listen to that show, and I cover a different principle, a different idea that I want you to give yourself permission to do, because I found that a lot of people are just waiting around for other people to give them permission, and I'm putting it out there for you to give yourself permission to move towards greatness. Give yourself permission to move above and beyond. Give yourself permission. You know what I'm saying? You don't need Brother Hatim or anybody else to certify you at what you do. You need to get out there and do it yourself. Get out there and learn what you need to learn, because nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to walk in the room one day and be like, hey, it's you that the world's been waiting for. No, you got to let the world know you out here. All right? Then also I have Folk Tales for Grown Folks. And basically that's a show where I go through folk tales. Right now I'm studying Aesop, so I'm sharing each Aesop fable. So that's going to be about 2-3 year process, just going through Aesop, because Aesop got a whole lot of fables, but there's a lot of wisdom in those fables, and I'm going to break it down for you from a Hatim perspective, but hopefully you'll listen and break it down for yourself in your perspective and get the lesson that's in the story for you. Also, let me go back to Give Yourself Permission. Give Yourself Permission is another show based around fitness, but this time I added meditation, so I can't do Give Yourself Permission without meditating for at least 10 minutes and running at least a mile. I have to run at least a mile, and it's been cold as hell out here, and my toes been freezing, and I appreciate those that's sending up energy for me to do that type of show. Now, why do I do this? I do this because this is what I was born to do. I know I was born before all this computer stuff came out, but now it's out and I'm using it. I do this because I love it, and I love being able to talk, and I love being able to share ideas, and I love being able to just share. I add, when people ask me what I do or what I want to be put on my tombstone, say, Brother Hatim, help people find a value. I add value, or I help people find value in themselves. Isn't that what the economy is about? Adding value to something. I don't do it with wood, I don't do it with metal, I don't do it with rubber, I don't do it with drinks. I do it with people. I add value. I help them find a value, and then they can go out and share it with the world. And that's why this is why I do it. This is what I was born to do. And why should you do it? You should do it because right now we have a platform where we can share our ideas, and we can share information. And we need to get that information out why the internet is still free, why the internet is not totally contaminated. You need to get your ideas out there and share them with the world, because it's our responsibility. We're living in a global society right now. The news is biased, in whether they talking liberal or whether they talking a right wing, whatever. You need to get your views out there, because there's somebody out there that might need what you say. How to do it? Do it how you wanna. Like, sometimes I have music, sometimes I don't. And the majority of my shows, I don't have music. You know what I'm saying? But it's your show. So it gives you an opportunity to stress your creativity. So get up, get out, and do it. Write yourself a blog if you can't speak. Make a video. But get your information out there. I know you think the market is flooded, but there is someone out there that thinks like you and wants to hear what you have to say. And I'm one of those. I want to hear what you got to say, so that when you're doing the show, let me know you're doing the show. And I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to try to listen to you when I can. All right, when I can. So, here we go. Now, this morning I did a radio show that was inspired by some of the madness that I saw out here, that I felt that I needed to address. And it's this thing called groupthink. And what sparked it was, if you listen to my show this morning, I was talking about the rapes that was going on in India. And it is really scary. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go on to my Google page. I'm gonna go to Google, and I'm gonna type in gang rape in India. They got it in Delhi, and I want you to listen to some of this. So basically, we got individuals going around gang raping women because they have been tried, and the punishment that has been decided upon by the community elders is rape. And like, for example, I got BBC World Service tweeting, or it's actually a retweet from BBC World, Diego Esteba, or at DGM Vecador. Indian gang rape victim may have been raped on a platform for the village to see. Groupthink gone wrong. That's fucked up. I can't even think of no other way to say it. That's fucked up. Femicide alert. At Femicide Alerts. What gang rapes tell us about Delhi and the wider world. SBS blog, comment what gang rape, and they have a link on there. You know what I'm saying? Just type it in and look at some of the tweets that pop up. Indian Supreme Court's orders probe into gang rape directed by village council. Now this is groupthink. This is a village council. The village leadership is promoting this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's groupthink totally going wrong. So let's look at what groupthink is, because we need to be able to identify this monster and crush it. Now, I'm at a site called simmer.csufresno.edu. I'm about to tweet it right now. You can find it on my Google page. You can find it on all my Twitter pages. And I'm sending it out to you right now. Check it out if you get a chance. But I'm gonna read some of this stuff to you. Oh, I messed up. So I wish I had an assistant, but everybody that's supposed to be assisting me has just disappeared on me, and that's cool. I'm gonna get it together. So I got on there 4 podcasts. I'm sending it out now. So check it out. Groupthink, what is it? Groupthink is a term coined by social psychologist Urban Janus in 1972. Groupthink occurs when a homogeneous, highly cohesive group is so concerned with maintaining unanimity that they fail to evaluate all of their alternatives and options. Groupthink members see themselves as part of an in-group working against an out-group opposed to their goals. Now listen to the reasons that the council will have a young girl in India raped. And we know India ain't the only place that this shit is happening. We know that India is not, but it's the most publicized one right now of groupthink going horribly wrong. One case involves a young lady who got involved in a relationship with somebody outside the community. That was her crime. You know what I'm saying? That was her crime. That was her crime for her own community to turn on her in such a vicious way. 8 main symptoms of groupthink. Illusion of invulnerability. That's number 1. Members ignore obvious dangers, take extreme risks, and are overly optimistic. 2. Collective rationalization. Members discredit and explain away warning contrary to group thinking. 3. Illusion of morality. Members believe their decisions are morally correct, ignoring the ethical consequences of their decisions. 4. Excessive stereotyping. The group constructs negative stereotypes of rivals outside the group. Damn, sound like America. I'm sorry. Did I say that? 5. Pressure for conformity. Or should I say political correctness? Pressure for conformity. I'm trying to behave. Members pressure any in the group who express arguments against the group stereotypes, illusions, or commitments, viewing such opposition as disloyalty. Damn. Self-censorship. This is number 6. Self-censorship. Members withhold their dissenting views and counter arguments. So members won't even comment no more. Illusions of unanimity. Members perceive falsely that everyone agrees with the group's decision. Silence is seen as consent. Damn, don't that sound like the voting system? I'm sorry. 8. Mind guards. Listen to this one. Some members appoint themselves to the role of protecting the group from adverse information that might threaten group complacency. Isn't that the media? Wow. Damn. Maybe I'm caught up in a big group think fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This shit sound like the American way. Negative outcomes of groupthink. All this is on the page. A few negative aspects of groupthink with respect to group decisions making are examining few alternatives. Motherfuckers caught in a negative cycle. They just limit themselves and destroy everybody that's in their way. Not being critical of each other's ideas. Hell, we don't even discuss each other's ideas. Next, examining early alternatives. Not seeking expert opinion. You know what I'm saying? Or seeking false experts' opinions. Being highly selective and gathering information. Not having contingency plans. Damn. That's government all the way. But let me shut up. I'm trying to behave. I'm trying. Alright, they got how group leaders can prevent groupthink. Because we don't want to get caught up in this shit. But I want us to look at some famous examples of groupthink. The Bay of Pigs invasion, 1961. Poor assumptions, planning, then abandonment of the troops. Kennedy's cabinet during the Bay of Pigs invasion. In Schlesinger's 1,000 Days, silent at the White House during the Bay of Pigs, RFK was quoted as approaching Schlesinger and saying, "You may be right or wrong, but the president has made up his mind. Don't push it any further. Now is not the time to help him. Now is the time to help him all we can." Schlesinger stopped his usual role as devil's advocate and critic and began to sanction his own challenges. In other words, he bitched up. Alright, the Challenger disaster, 1986, groupthink. Administrators under time pressure, ignored engineers' concerns about the failure of the O-rings months before takeoff, in part due to recent bad press and the need to make NASA's efforts more timely. Get the fuck out of here. And then also they got cults, Nazi Germany. Alright. Then they even have activities where you can explore the idea of groupthinks. Check out this site, zimmer.csufresno.edu, and look up groupthink. Just type in groupthink. I'm not gonna go through all that, but I just posted it on my on all my pages. So feel free to check it out. Check out the data, and we could discuss it later. All right. So now on to the next. Let's take another couple of seconds. I get myself together. You're going to enjoy the music. Alright, I'm back. Want to send out shots to Orange 82 for allowing me to use their tracks. That one is called Build and Destroy. You heard it in the last in the last commercial break. Hopefully you heard it. And next, I also wanted to shout out shots to Orange 82 for doing what they do. I love that music. Eventually I have a station with Orange 82. I'm still in negotiations, and I got to make the brother an offer he can't refuse. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how we got to do it, because I got all these talented people around me. My role is to add value to what they do, whether I can use my show or whether I might have to help push them to greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much going on, and I got people hiding their talents up under baskets. I'm not saying they doing that, but I want to get it out there, and I want to get an electronic show popping off. I want to call it surfing music, because I use that type of music to surf late at night when I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? On the internet, that type of surfing. Ain't no surfing in Ohio. Those that's been here know that, especially right now. It's like -2 degrees out there. I'm kind of hating having to get up and go to the crib because it's cold as, man, look. It is so cold that the black on my skin refused to go out running with me this morning. I was fucking albino running out there without any melanin this morning because the shit decided to wait inside. It was sitting in the chair when I walked in. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was late for work. Took about 15 minutes for that shit to get back in my body. Well, anyway. Now, next, I want to talk about supporting the community. I talked about supporting the journey and how the funds that do come to me, I try to make sure that I get them back in the community. But we need to really start thinking locally as far as the food and the things like that. And this is a movement that I have to give credit to my brother Kojo for turning me on to, because when he started urban farming, what he started was a small cycle, because we got to start small. It was a small cycle of where I would be able to come to his restaurant and eat cabbage that he grew in his garden, and he showed a bigger profit on that cabbage than if he went to the store and bought it himself, because he paid a couple of cents for the seeds. And I know that he grew it with love, and that's some of the best cabbage that I have ever had. So you need to go up in there and start supporting Kojo or those businesses around you, because everybody's not in Columbus. There are small local businesses that you can support. And right now what I'm about to do is put a link up on my sites, on whether you on Twitter or Facebook, where you could go to the page, and I'm about to look at some stuff for you. Right now I'm doing the work for you. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's what the show is about. Let's spread the information. Let's spread the news about the good things that's out here, and let's go, let's start going local, because we want to change the world. We got to start by changing the small things that's going on around us. Think local. Hold on. Lord have mercy. Give me another second. Oh, I'm back. I never turned it off. All right, here we go. Now, I don't know what happened to the end of that track. So it's the end of the track and not my headphones. So here we go. So why support local community organizations? Let's look at that. Local businesses and local community organizations. There's a site called sustainableconnections.org. Check it out. And there's plenty of tweets on it. Let's see if we got any good tweets. It's a GP Downtown at GP Downtown. It's a new year. Why not make one of your resolutions to support local businesses? And a lot of them talking about why you should. Why not get involved with Colchester's Business Group, Colchester and NSPC. You know what I'm saying? But now the site I'm going to is sustainableconnections.org. Think local. And here's some of the reasons they give. Buy local. Support yourself. When you buy local, say several studies have shown that when you buy from an independent, locally owned business or artist, rather than a nationally owned business, significantly more of your money is used to make purchases from other local businesses, service providers, and farms. You know what I'm saying? Continue to strengthen the economic base of the community. These include case studies showing that locally owned businesses generate a premium in enhanced economic impact to the community and or tax base. Check that out, man. Number 2, support community groups. Nonprofit organizations receive an average of 250% more support from smaller business owners than they do from large businesses. So we got these community groups that aren't getting a lot of support from all the big companies that we're buying all this shit that we don't need from. So we need to start going and supporting some of these local businesses. You know what I'm saying? And when you support the local businesses, they support the local nonprofits that go into putting money into the youth and into different community initiatives that are healthy for our community. Number 3, keep your community unique. When you shop, where you eat and have fun, all it takes, all of it makes our community a home. Our one-of-a-kind businesses are an integral part of distinctive character in this place. Columbus definitely has everywhere has a distinctive culture. And when we don't support that culture dies. It don't bother you that you could jump in a car and drive across the country and turn on a radio station and hear the same fucking song all the way across the country? You mean different cities are not producing different artists that need to be promoted on the local radio stations? Or is that groupthink, y'all? It's that groupthink. When we start buying locally, we start breaking out of that groupthink. They trying to get a national groupthink going on, and once they get us all thinking exactly alike, like we the Borg off of Star Trek, you know what I'm saying? That once they got us like that, next thing you know, who knows who we may throw in ovens or who we may go to war against next. Come on now, keep that community unique, because when you're unique, you thinking outside the box. When you're thinking outside the box, you can't be fooled by some bullshit. Support your local community business. Support your local artists. Keep your community or your local culture, your local tribe alive. Number 4, reduce environmental impact. Locally owned businesses can make more local purchases, require less transportation, and generally set up shop in town or city centers as opposed to developing on the fringe. This generally means contributing less to sprawl, congestion, habitat loss, or pollution. Think about this. Have you noticed that a lot of the jobs that are being created like on the fringe of the city, and you got to bus for an hour and a half to get out there to move some fucking boxes? Why aren't we providing those jobs within the community? Because we're not supporting the local businesses. We're not supporting them. Businesses open and close every day because we're not paying them attention. We'd rather go to Walmart because it's easier, right? You know what I'm saying? And small businesses, you have the ability now, by developing a community and getting to communities and talking about your business. Use some of them Facebook tweets and shit to talk about your business rather than your bad relationship. All right, number 5. create more good jobs. Small local businesses are the largest employer nationally and in our community. They provide the most jobs to the residents. You know what I'm saying? So when you support local businesses, you support local jobs. When you support local jobs, you are fighting against homelessness. You are fighting hunger. You are fighting crime, because the motherfuckers who doing the crimes is working. But they can't work because they can't afford money to get on the buses to go to the fringes of the city to be out there. Or they're not making enough money, or they're not invested in something larger than themselves. If you want to stop some of the crimes and some of the gangs and shit, we got to give our young people, as well as some of the adults that's still involved with that, because we don't never talk about the adults that's still involved with some of this dumb shit that's going on out in the communities. We give them something bigger, and they will work for less money. You know what I'm saying? If you working, many of y'all do it. Many of y'all donate time to your churches and to organizations right now because you believe in a mission. If we get enough local businesses where people believe in them and they believe in the community that's supporting it, they're going to be less likely to get involved with foolishness. Get better service. Local businesses often hire people with a better understanding of the products they are selling and take more time to get to know the customers. We got to work on that one in Columbus, but shit, that's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility. Invest in the community. This is number 7. Local businesses are owned by people who live in the community and are less likely to leave and more invested in the community's future. We got all these companies. Walmart don't give a fuck about your city. Don't give a fuck about your community. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Target, no, they don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? We need to start building the businesses and finding the businesses that can provide us with the service. And once we start purchasing from them, their prices will have to go down. You know what I'm saying? You pay a little bit of extra money because they don't have a big customer base. So they got to hit you in the head when you come in. Number 8, put your taxes to good use. Local businesses, town centers require comparatively little infrastructure investment and make more efficient use of public services as compared to nationally owned stores entering the community. Did you hear that? They talked about Walmart. I didn't even have to mention them this time. I didn't have to mention Target. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to mention none of the big chains. You know, support your local businesses. But what you want, buy what you want, not what someone wants you to buy. Oh, in other words, escape groupthink. You know, I know that's kind of scary for some of y'all, but escape the groupthink. Here we go. A marketplace of tens of thousands of small businesses is the best way to ensure innovation and low prices over the long term. A multitude of small businesses, each selecting products based not on national sales plans, but on their own interests and the needs of their local customers, guarantee a much broader range of product choices. And number 10, the last one, encourage local prosperity. A growing body of economic research show that an increasingly homogenized world, entrepreneurs and skilled workers are more likely to invest and settle in communities that preserve their one-of-a-kind business and distinctive character. I'm about to tweet this one out. I just got a tweet. Hold on. I might have my first person commenting on the show. Nah, it was just a dream. It was a dream. I heard it on Word Up magazine. Nope. Alright, here we go. Boom. Let me tweet this out for y'all. Here it comes. Check it out. On to my next thing. Marijuana in the news. Y'all know I've been on this one for the last couple of days, and this is my concern. President Obama. Here I'm about to look it up on Google. Let's look it up. Marijuana in the news. Marijuana in the news. Here we go. Let's check out the tweets. Marijuana in the news. And here goes some of the tweets. Of course, y'all heard that Obama said marijuana is equal to drinking alcohol, and and you got people all over the country talking about legalization and the cost of the money we would save from not sending motherfuckers to jail for getting caught with a joint. But let's look at some of these tweets before I get into my thing. Alright. Marijuana's poisoning of the rise in pets. This is your dog on drugs. Cannabis Cafe at world famous PDX. A reasonable voice in New Jersey. We spend billions of dollars on enforcement. This is pointing to Colorado. Wisconsin Dynasty at Coach Singleton 2. This is a retweet from at Travis WSN. Those 4 players identified in news reports as being picked up by police yesterday outside the school. Hudson's charged with marijuana. So they still putting people in jail for it. 3 men convicted in Maine. We got all these people getting busted for marijuana. $1.9 million worth of marijuana seized in the Bahamas. Man, look at this. Alright, so they just talking about people getting busted with marijuana. So we're going to move on. But Obama is not saying, he ain't coming straight out and saying, hey, let's legalize weed everywhere, right? But now, let's get to this. This is my argument. Marijuana's cousin, because they basically the same thing, marijuana and hemp. It's amazing to me that the media only focuses on the sensational bullshit. I mean, we won't get into the real hard facts about hemp, and I want to share something with you on hemp. So I'm doing my research, and I look up and I find industrial hemp, a new crop with new uses for North America. And I mentioned probably last week that I'm understanding that hemp as industrial, because I'm not interested in the smoking the weed. I don't even care if that's what you want to do. But I'm saying, if you stop hitting just the sensational smoking the weed and hit the hemp angle, the usefulness of this plant. Now I'm gonna run through some of the uses, the industrial uses of hemp. And for some of you, this is gonna be old news, but for others, this is gonna be a surprise. But I want you to understand, this is why hemp is illegal. You know what I'm saying? Alright, modern uses for the cannabis plant. First, we're going to start with industrial textiles. This is the stuff that you can make from the stalk, from the fibers in hemp. Twine, rope, nets, canvas, tarps, carpets, geotextiles, agrofiber composites and molded parts, brake and clutch linings, caulking. Also, you can make paper, printing paper, fine specialty paper, filter papers, newsprints, cardboard packaging. Also, from the pulp and the stalk, which comes out the stalk, building materials. You can make fiberboard, which is a replacement for plywood, and it's stronger than plywood, and it lasts longer than plywood. Insulation, fiberglass substitutes, cement, stucco, and mortar. Now let's move to the leaves, because the leaves involved in some of that. But it has, some of the leaves have THC, which can be used for medicine, recreation, and for some people as a sacrament. The stalk and the leaves can be used as animal bedding and mulch and compost. Alright, let's get to food use from the hemp seed oil. Check this out. Salad oil, margarine, food supplements like vitamins and cooking oils, industrial products that can be made from the oil from this plant. Oil paints, varnishes, printing inks, fuel, solvents, lubricants, putty, and coating. Hemp seed oil, personal hygiene, soap, shampoo, bath, gels, cosmetics, lotions, and balms, seeds, food. You can make granola or use it as bird seed. Seed cakes can be used for animal feed. Protein-rich fiber. Cannabis, whole, boiler fuel, and they got pyrolysis feedstock. From the cell fluid, abrasive chemicals, agricultural benefits. Now check this out. Weed suppression. When you grow hemp, it stops other weeds from growing. I guess that's why they call it weed, right? Shit. Next, less need for pesticides than most crops. You don't have to use pesticide on this because it's a weed. Shit, it's gonna grow. Bugs don't bother it. They leave it alone. They probably using it like a lot of y'all do. They want to smoke it. I don't know. Pollen isolation, soil improvement and crop rotation. Deep roots are natural soil aerators. Now, a crop of this shit grows in 3 months to maturity, and you be able to pull all this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just totally blew my mind that the media does not discuss all these uses of hemp. We want to just talk about cannabis sativa. We want to just talk about the smoking aspect. Look how many jobs just right there. You need somebody to grow that shit. You need somebody to be able to process it. You got just in this, you got several industries that's gonna be knocked out. Clothing, you don't need cotton. Cotton fucks up the fields anyway. You could use hemp. You know what I'm saying? Ropes. You know what I mean? Look at all of this paper. The tree cutting. We don't need to be cutting down all these damn trees. Some of these trees are old and deserve to be respected. You know what I'm saying? Give them their space. You know what I'm saying? Building materials. Hell, you could build a house. You could live in this shit. You could live in it. You could fuel your car. You could eat it. What the fuck more do you want? And it's good for you. It has amino acids, proteins, and vitamins and minerals. And I ain't even talking about smoking. I ain't even touched on smoking. I did touch on smoking it, but that's THC. I don't care about THC. They got strains without the THC for some of you that's out there that's funny. But that's that group think. We've been taught one thing and we have not dared to step outside what the enemies of this plant say. We have not done our due diligence. We have fallen into groupthink, and it's very dangerous because we're cutting ourselves off from something that will be able to provide jobs and also stop people from being prosecuted for something petty and save us money as taxpayers, because we will have to basically release everybody that's in jail for smoking weed. And and people are like, there ain't a lot of people in jail for smoking weed, but think about how many people remain on probation because they smoking weed. That's millions, if not billions of dollars per year that you can just spend on community service things, fixing streets, education, medical care that we can use and invest, invest in different ways as a group. But no, we don't want to do that. No, we want to criminalize this. We want to criminalize it. You know what I'm saying? And even when, this is what's crazy, even when you got strands that don't have THC in them, we still have a problem with it. So, none dare say conspiracy, and I don't. I would prefer this to say that it's stupidity. Alright? So, we had a whirlwind night, for the first time. I'm really learning how to use the internet, and I'm a little bit over the hour, so I'm going to shut it down. I got a group of young men over here who might want to do another show with me. I'd like to thank you for coming out. Be sure to check out my website at www.giamijourney.com. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have another folk tale for grown folks, and I'm going to see some of y'all in the morning. It's not going to be as early in the morning as I usually am up and running, but when I will get up and I will do a show tomorrow. Next week, what I'm going to try to do is we're going to talk a little bit about numbers. We're going to talk a little bit about numbers in the morning and the qualities of numbers and how to apply those to our lives to move above and beyond the normal, above and beyond the regular, above and beyond the mediocre. Because that's what everything I'm doing is about, moving you and moving myself above and beyond. This is our time. We need to get out there and get it. This is Brother Hatim coming at you once again with a FreeStyle Friday. And whether you listening live or not, it's cool. Feel free to download this and share it with your friends. You know what I'm saying? At least send a link out for me if you love me. If you hate me, send a link out too. I don't give a damn. Just send out a link. Get them to know about the shows. And this is Brother Hatim saying, I pray that your day or your evening or your morning will be as beautiful as you are. And if you ugly, do the best that you can. All right, peace.